Stay tuned for the following special presentation from KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM. KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to the Wise Guys Construction Braves Basketball pregame show. Whether it's residential, commercial, or restoration construction you need, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction in Ottawa at 785-229-5651. Now for a preview of this Ottawa University Braves basketball broadcast, here's KOFO's David Potter.
Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. I'm David Potter here on KOFO, set to bring you Braves basketball. We've, of course, got the women's team up first and the men's team up next. These are your rain check games from Saturday. They were postponed due to the threat of an ice storm that came to pass for some parts of the state, not for others. Of course, in the immediate Ottawa area, didn't get much, but even just as close to the south as Garnett, they got about a quarter of an inch of ice. So better safe than sorry. That's the route they took, and we are here to bring you a 3 o'clock and a 5 o'clock game here on a Monday to kick off a 3-game week for the Braves, as they still have games upcoming on Wednesday and on Saturday as previously scheduled. Now we're here in Winfield today, where the Braves will take on the Southwestern Mound Builders, sitting at 5-6 in conference, 9-10 overall. These two teams played once on November 17th. We have officially hit the part of the schedule where it comes back around and you play each team for a second time. Everybody in the KCAC has played each other once. And now we start the rubber matches, and these two teams kicked off the KCAC season on a good note for the Braves, at least starting off on a winning note, but then also snapping what was a 19-game losing streak to Southwestern. This is a team that had the Braves number for years. Again, 19 in a row over OU, and OU didn't come out firing on all cylinders. They were actually down 41-34 at halftime after kind of a back-and-forth game, but then they got a big third quarter to get that lead back, and what would be for good. The seniors really salted the game away in the fourth. Kaylee Williams, Ashley Romig, and, of course, Maddie Stewart, all coming up big in the third and the fourth quarters in that one. That was early on in the season when these freshmen like Jenna Kramer and Melanie Romig, Caitlin Hughes, Avery Lumen, not nearly as really accustomed to the routine, certainly, of KCAC basketball, and still learning to play as a team at that point. And so what you saw was the seniors really taking over and guiding the Braves to that first win in KCAC play, 83-66, despite a big game by Southwestern's Jordan Miller, 21 points, 11 rebounds. And looking at the box score, you could say that you might have come away from that game feeling a little fortunate. Southwestern got 17 offensive rebounds to OU's 4, and Southwestern also shot just 4 of 21 from three-point range. Now, Southwestern not a team that's going to hit a lot of threes. In fact, shooting just a shade under 30% from the year, so that's not a good percentage, but 4 for 21, certainly even worse than that season percentage. So when you give up that many offensive rebounds and the other team misses that many threes, you have to walk away feeling, I'll try and avoid using the word lucky, but we'll say at least a little bit fortunate, especially with that offensive rebounding number, and that's been something that has caused some issues for the Braves this year, both a lack of getting their own offensive rebounds, and then on the other side, giving up a few too many to opponents. Now, the good news is that Southwestern is not a dominant offensive rebounding team. They've given up more offensive rebounds than they've pulled down themselves, but they have pulled down about 40 more of them, or 36 to be precise, 36 more than the Braves on the year. And those offensive rebounds can be so important because they essentially give you new life and a second possession within a possession. And we've seen that come back to haunt the Braves in a few games here, including that McPherson game that they lost just over a week ago. Now, the other thing that I like to highlight with this team is turnovers. It continues to be an area of some concern. They do turn it over a lot more than they turn their opponents over, but the same can be said for Southwestern. In fact, Southwestern's actually turned the ball over 20 more times than the Braves have, and these two teams combined for 43 turnovers the first time they matched up. So we'll see if the two teams in the 10 games they played since then have managed to tighten things up a little bit, and we won't see quite so much loose ball handling here in the rubber match, but that is certainly something to keep an eye on, because that is the other category outside offensive rebounds that has really made things difficult for the Braves at times. And to some extent, there's not a whole lot you can do about that when you're starting two freshman guards, Kelsey Hendricks and Jenna Kramer, two of their primary ball handlers, and it's through no fault of their own. And you're a true freshman just thrown in to college play and trying to mesh with a group of seniors. It's going to lead to some miscommunication and ultimately some turnovers, and there's just not a whole lot you can do to entirely prevent that. But obviously it's something the coaching staff is working on cleaning up as the season goes along, and I'm sure they'd love to see a performance here where they don't cough the ball up nearly as many times and really force Southwestern to create their own opportunities rather than just being having them given to them off of transition opportunities. We will go ahead and take a break and then be back with more of the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. You're listening to OU Basketball here on KOFO.
Pam Miller of Ottawa recently hired Wise Guys Construction.
We had a home that was nice quality, but it was very dated, and so we had them go in and do some extensive remodeling.
The lines of communication during the project were always open.
They did a good job of making the stressful situation much less.
The results exceeded expectation.
We're very pleased. They did a really beautiful quality job. I would recommend Wise Guys.
Whether it's residential, commercial, or restoration construction you need, be Wise. Call Wise Guys Construction in Ottawa, 229-5651.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
And we are back in Winfield with more of the Wise Guys Construction pregame shows. We're about 7 minutes away from tip-off here between the Braves and Southwestern Builders women's teams facing off. And mentioned before the break, the first time that these two teams met, the player Jordan Miller went off for 21 points and 11 rebounds. You can count on that being a name that you hear more of tonight. The 6-foot junior out of Wichita is a focal point of this team, and especially down low on the post. Now, as a post player, she only averages about just over 24 and a half minutes per game, so she's not a player who's going to be out there 30, 35 minutes most of the time. But she does certainly make the most of the minutes that she sees, averaging 17 and a half points and 7.5 rebounds per game. That leads the team in both categories. And then certainly not limited to just being your prototypical post player who plants herself down low and just looks for opportunities right around the basket. She's attempted 31 threes on the season, made 11 of them. That's 36%, a very respectable rate. So she's a player that they'll have to defend all the way out to the perimeter. She also gets about an assist per game. And she's blocked 11 shots and grabbed 15 steals this season. So she's a good all-around player, not just going to cement herself down low on the post to make herself a one-dimensional player. She will move around and can hurt you in a variety of ways. I mentioned her having 15 steals. Steals are a team that this a thing that this team does well. I mentioned they don't turn their opponents over an exceptional amount. However, when they do, it's usually going to be because of a steal and not just an unforced turnover, as we see sometimes out of young teams like the Braves. They have their team leader, Michelle Parker, with 26 steals. That's averaging about 1.5 per game. Then they have 5 more players actually they have 2 players, at 26 steals apiece. They also have Michelle Van Giesen, not a starter, but still able to pull in 26 steals, again, about 1.5 per game this season. But we've got a number of other players hovering right around a steal a game. Jordan Miller, Kenzie Taylor is second on the team in steals. Taylor Henderson certainly able to get in there. She has 15. Maddie Rogers has 13, and then Jasmine Lasky with 17 steals. So this is a team that can disrupt what you're doing, get into the passing lanes, and get some steals and try and turn those into transition buckets. So, again, with the issues that the Braves have had at times with turning the ball over, that'll definitely be something to look at. Even though Southwestern as a whole does not force a ton of turnovers, they do get steals, and steals really more dangerous than just a pass that goes out of bounds, because the ball stays inbound and they're able to, if there's no one getting back for the defensive team, they're able to turn that into a transition opportunity and see if they can't get an easy layup or run out of it. So definitely something to keep an eye on, an aspect of this Southwestern team that could give the Braves problems. We'll take another break and be back with the last segment of the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. You're listening to Braves basketball on KOFO.
Anyone can call themselves a construction company, slap a sign on the side of their truck, and drive around town looking for work. Is that who you want to hire? No, you're smarter than that. Wise Guys Construction at 108 North Main in Ottawa has been in business for 13 years, building new residential homes, adding additions and finishing basements, solving commercial structure needs for businesses, and repairing damage left behind from fire or water. When it comes to who you hire for residential and commercial construction needs, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction at 785-229-5651.
The Kansas City Royals and the Royals Radio Network are bringing one lucky listener from this area and 3 guests to the 2017 Royals Fan Fest presented by Commerce Bank, January 27th and 28th at the Kansas City Convention Center. Winner receives 4 2-day Fan Fest passes, 1 free night stay at a hotel in downtown Kansas City, and a $100 gift card to Fiorella's Jack Stack Barbecue.
Listen for the mighty crack of the bat for your chance to win this Kansas City Royals Fan Fest package. Mornings with Brad and Out to Lunch with Tiffany on KOFO 1220.
And we are back with more of the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. I mentioned that Southwestern sitting at just 5-6 in conference play, 9-10 overall. Those certainly don't jump out at you, but if you look through their schedule, there's certainly some results that show you that this is certainly not a team that the Braves can afford to overlook. The Braves currently in a 3-way tie for third in the KCAC, sitting at 7-4, along with Sterling and Kansas Wesleyan. The Southwestern team, of course, in a 4-way tie right behind them, 2 games back of those 3 teams with McPherson, Oklahoma Wesleyan, and St. Mary. But a couple things to note on Southwestern's schedule is that they have beaten McPherson, a team that beat the OU Braves, and they have beaten Sterling, a team that's up there and tied, sitting at 7-4 with the OU Braves. So this is not a team that has just been dominated by the competition in front of them. There's been a little trouble with inconsistency at times, but they've shown that they can hang with one of the top 5 teams in the league in Sterling right now. And then they beat McPherson, a team that jumped up and grabbed Ottawa and gave them a loss that they probably weren't expecting just over a week ago. So we are getting closer to tip-off. We're going to take one last break, and then we should be back to bring you the beginning of the action. You've been listening to the Wise Guys Construction pregame show here on KOFO.
Thank you for listening to the Wise Guys Construction Braves basketball pregame show. Tip-off is next on KOFO. You know Wise Guys Construction in Ottawa as the premier residential and commercial construction company. But did you know they also provide full repair for fire and flood restoration? Here's Bill Crowley, owner of Wise Guys Construction.
We offer full turnkey services, from cleaning and drying to the repairs of your project. We're an insurance preferred contractor. When disaster strikes, experience matters.
When it comes to your residential, commercial, or restoration needs, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction in Ottawa, 785-229-5651.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to this broadcast of Ottawa University Braves basketball. Brought to you by Modern Woodman agent Dale Pearson, Dr. Hale Family Dentistry, Kansas State Bank, Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, the Ottawa Recreation Commission, and by State Farm Insurance agent Ryan Dispro, Ransom Memorial Hospital, Sutton's Jewelry, CarStar, Messengers Home Furnishings. Also by Dingle & Son Mortuary, Ottawa University, the Ottawa Herald, Wise Guys Construction, Kramer Pharmacy, Franklin County Chiropractic, and Cosentino's Price Chopper, State Farm Insurance agent Keith King, Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, People's Bank, Advantage Electric, Quality Structures Incorporated, and Maxwell Chiropractic. Now let's rejoin KOFO's David Potter, courtside for Ottawa University Braves basketball.
And that, of course, the singing of our national anthem, and we're ready to hear the starting lineups for the two teams. For the Braves, it is the lineup you've been hearing for weeks now. No changes there. You'll see at point guard freshman Kelsey Hendricks, then also at guard Jenna Kramer, the senior Kaylee Williams, Maddie Stewart play guard and forward down low, depending on the situation. She's adept at both. And then, of course, Ashley Romig down low, the conference leader in blocks, sitting third on the team, scoring just over 13 points per game, and then leading the team in rebounding with about 8.5 boards per game. And also not to be overlooked, 18 steals on the season. So she's got good hands underneath and can affect the other team's offense, particularly around the basket, in a variety of ways. Now for Southwestern, of course, the primary player who you'll see starting is Jordan Miller, who, as I mentioned, went for 21 points, 11 rebounds the first time these two teams met. Kenzie Taylor, another repeat starter. She's a 5'11 senior out of Forgan, Oklahoma. Then Jasmine Lasky will get her 11th start of the year tonight. She's a 5'6 freshman guard out of Edmond, Oklahoma. So much like the Braves, one of the primary ball handlers, just a freshman. Then there's Taylor Henderson, a 5'10 junior guard, also out of Oklahoma. Maddie Rogers will be getting the start, another freshman, a 5'10 freshman out of, once again, Oklahoma. That's clearly a recruiting ground for this school, which is really very close to that Oklahoma border. Then, as I mentioned, Kenzie Taylor, the senior forward out of Oklahoma, and then naturally Jordan Miller, the 6-footer, the lone 6-footer on the team. Actually, there's another one not used quite as much, Jennifer Myers, but you will probably hear her name some. She's played in most games this season. But Jordan Miller, really the standout post player. You'll see Ashley Romig and Jordan Miller entering the circle at midcourt for the tip-off here. Directly behind Romig is Maddie Stewart, and directly behind her, Kelsey Hendricks, with Kaylee Williams to her left and Jenna Kramer to her right. Referee blows the whistle. The ball is up in the air and tipped into the hands of Maddie Stewart. Braves wearing all black, moving left to right. Southwestern in white, moving right to left. They already got a hand on a pass there, but the Braves able to hold on to it. Stewart now driving to her right. He's going to go up off the backboard. Gets the roll eventually. Danced around on the rim for a moment, but falls. And the Braves are up, starting out on the right foot, up 2-0. They will start out in the 2-3 zone. Passed out to the wing. Now driving. Kick out for an open three for Southwestern is good. That's Taylor Henderson knocking down the three. Just a 28% three-point shooter on the year, but you got that one. Braves are down one here in the very early going. Jenna Kramer at the top of the key gets it over to senior Maddie Stewart. Fakes the shot. Now she wants to drive. Tries to find Ashley Romick making kind of a backdoor cut, but she wasn't open, and the ball is stolen relatively easily by Kenzie Taylor. Now they'll work it down low to Jordan Miller, but the entry pass tipped and stolen by Ashley Romig. Now it'll come the other way. Braves almost had the outlet pass stolen in the passing lanes by mid-court. And Romig at the top of the key wants to drive. Now she's going to kick it out to Maddie Stewart for an open three. Got it. And the Braves go back on top, 5-3. Maddie Stewart with all 5 of the Braves' points here in the first minute and a half of the play. Kenzie Taylor hands it off to Taylor Henderson to drive up off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Jenna Kramer. Kramer coming off a game where she hit 5 threes in the first half. And then went scoreless in the second in their last game last Thursday. Here's Hendricks down to the wing. Now she gets into the lane, kicks out to Jenna Kramer, and that was Taylor Henderson getting a hand on it, but couldn't reel it in, forced the steal. So it'll be an inbound for the Braves here along the sideline. Kramer sends it into Hendricks. Hendricks moving to her left. Now picks it up and kicks it over to Maddie Stewart for three. Got it! Stewart a perfect 3 for 3 from the night already, and she's got all 8 of the Braves' points, and it's a 5-point lead for OU. 7:45 to go here in quarter number 1. Eddie Rogers driving around the right side. Now kicks it over to Lasky into lane. Now kicks it out to a wide open Kenzie Taylor, who misses the 3. Offensive board, though. Now kicked it out to an open Maddie Rogers, who knocks down the 3. Those offensive boards can kill you. You force a defensive stop like they did, force the missed shot, and then you give them new life and they kick it out for an open 3. Maddie Stewart drives, then kicks back out. Now they'll kick it over to Maddie Stewart, who knocks down another 3. She starts out 3 of 3 from outside. She's got all 11 of the Braves' points. 11-6 OU. Now here's Jordan Miller at the top of the key, passing it off to Lasky. Now they'll get to the lane. Wide open layup missed by Jordan Miller. Might have been surprised how open she was. She went up with the left hand off the glass and just a little short on it. Didn't put enough oomph off the backboard. The rebound falls into the hands of Romig. Maddie Stewart wants another 3 on the other side. This one off target to the right. Her first miss of the night. Here's Kaylee Williams stepping in to try and get the steal. She's going to be whistled for a foul. She impeded the progress of Maddie Rogers. Oh, no, they won't call a foul. At least not on the Braves. They'll actually call that on Maddie Rogers, saying that she impeded Kaylee Williams' progress. Southwestern's coach in disagreement. Here's Jenna Kramer for a 3, rattled in and out. Rebounded by Rogers, who just got whistled for the foul. 6:20 to go here in the first. Here's a drive by Kenzie Taylor. Up, fouled, and got it to go. Maddie Stewart's going to be whistled for the foul. Contesting that shot. Not able to get her hand all the way up to the ball against the 5'11" Kenzie Taylor. Now Taylor will go to the free throw line to try and make it a 3-point play. 72% free throw shooter misses. Ball knocked out of bounds off the rebound, but last touched by Southwestern. So Stewart will inbound to Hendricks. Southwestern drops back into a half-court man-to-man defense. Kaylee Williams left open for three, but doesn't bite. Now here's Ashley Romick. Nice entry pass from the top of the key by Maddie Stewart. And Romick goes up and in. So Stewart has created all 13 points either by virtue of scoring or assist. Now a nice feed down low to, that was Kinsey Taylor, who missed from point-blank range, but the rebound is just quickly stolen by Lasky. And now a three-pointer miss, but another offensive rebound. Missed the putback, another offensive board, another miss, another offensive rebound for Jordan Miller, and she finally gets it to go. And you simply can't stand down there and watch the other team just go up after it one time after another. You've got to get physical and get in there and go for that ball. It's Jenna Kramer fouled hard as she goes up for the layup, misses, but draws the foul, and she'll go to the line for a pair of free throws. Too many Braves standing down low under the basket just watching the parade of offensive rebounds there on that last possession. Kramer hits free throw number one. Leslie Spear is going to come in to give Romick a breather. And Southwestern sends one player way back to the opposite edge of the court, hoping to cherry pick and make for an easy basket, but the Braves notice it and send Hendricks back there to defend. Kramer makes the free throw anyway. It'll be 15-10, about halfway through the first quarter. Braves with the early lead. There's another open three for Southwestern, short. Another offensive rebound. Now they pass it low to Miller. Missed, got her own rebound, and put it back in. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but that may be 8 offensive rebounds already for Southwestern. Coach Shea can't be happy about that. Here's Kaylee Williams out on the right wing. Looks to drive the baseline. Now kicks out to Kramer. Swings it over to Hendricks. Finds Maddie Stewart. Pump fake on the three. She'll drive. Goes up off the backboard and in. Maddie Stewart feeling it early. 13 points for her. 17-12. Kinsey Taylor kicks it over to an open jump shooter. That's Jordan Miller, who knocks it down from about 16 feet out. 17-14 three-point game. There's Jenna Kramer out on the left wing. Wants the entry pass to Leslie Spear, but Miller's doing a pretty good job of denying that. Now the ball to the other side where Kelsey Hendricks misses a long two, and it's rebounded by Maddie Rogers. Rogers kicks it over to the left corner. Now they'll get it down low to Miller. Miller off the glass. No, but fouled. I believe it was Kelsey Hendricks on the reach. And it was. Her first, team foul number 2. 3:43 to go here in the first quarter. The Braves up 17-14. And Jordan Miller, an 80% free throw shooter at the line, and she makes the first. We'll see some mass substitutions as Caitlin Hughes, Jessica King, and Ashley Romick all come out onto the court. Romick back out onto the court. The first action of the day for Hughes and King. His free throw attempt is good. Pulls the home team Southwestern to within 1, 17-16. Kramer picks up her dribble, gets it to King. King wants to drive up off the backboard. No good. Rebounded by Michelle Parker. Now Taylor Henderson with the ball out on the right wing, and she carried it. She sort of ran into her own player, Michelle Parker, and got her hand underneath the ball to protect it as they bumped into each other, and that'll create an unforced turnover against Southwestern. Jenna Kramer to bring it down, kicks it over to Maddie Stewart on the left wing. They're defending her closely now. Caitlin Hughes gets it down low to Romick. Romick turns, gets far into the basket, tried to kick it out, but she stepped on the baseline. She wanted to drive and take Jordan Miller to the basket, but Miller forced her down low underneath the hoop, and as Romick took that step to kick the ball out to Caitlin Hughes, she stepped on the line and turned it over. Michelle Van Giesen on for the first time tonight at point guard. Let's swing it over to Kayla Demel. And here's Jordan Miller from the elbow, knocks it down. She's feeling it too. It's been Maddie Stewart and Jordan Miller for the most part here in the first quarter, and Southwestern has retaken the lead, 18-17. Stewart almost lost the pass. Now she looks to drive, gets toward the baseline, puts up a jumper from the side on the run, and misses it long, rebounded by Michelle Parker of Southwestern. Now Jordan Miller down low, gets it to go over Jenna Kramer, and it's a 3-point lead, the biggest so far for Southwestern. Kramer to set up the play for OU. Caitlin Hughes brings it to Maddie Stewart. They work it into the right corner. Now here's Ashley Romig down low. Romig's going to have to kick it out or go up. She goes up and knocks it in off the backboard. And Coach Bruce Tate wants a timeout. Just a 30-second break. We'll take 1-2. The Braves are down 20-19, 2:03 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Braves basketball.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
And welcome back to Winfield, where Southwestern leads the Braves 20-19. Southwestern moving right to left. Braves left to right. The Braves into a full-court trapping defense. Southwestern able to break the press. Now stolen on the other end, though, as they tried to move the ball down low underneath, and Kaylee Williams steps in and gets the steal. So the press works and turns Southwestern over. Hendricks now at the top of the key, gets it over to King, who wants to drive, goes up. A little bit of a bump, not enough for a foul, but she's able to finish off the glass. And the Braves go back up by 21-20. Henderson gets it over to Demmel. Now Van Giesen on the right wing. 2-3 zone for OU in the half court. We'll swing it over to Jordan Miller. Miller is not sat yet. Van Giesen working against the top of the zone. Now passing it around. They'll take a three from distance and got it. That was Taylor Henderson with her second three of the night. And that was from several feet behind the line. Southwestern goes back up by 2. Hendricks sends it over to Jessica King. Down low to Ashley Romig. Romig, somebody was slapping at the ball, and she tried to go up with it. I think it may have been Michelle Parker. That'll be Parker's first foul. Not in the process of shooting, so the Braves will inbound underneath the basket as Melanie Romig subs in for OU. Ashley kicks it over to Melanie. Back to Ashley Romig. Now it's in Maddie Stewart's hands. She thought about the three, now gets it to Ashley Romig, who goes up, off the glass. No good. Offensive board by Romig, goes up, finishes this time, and ties it up at 23. Nice job by Ashley Romig doing the work on the offensive boards there. 20 seconds to go. There's no shot clock. Jordan Miller puts up a mid-range jumper and knocks it down. Seems like every shot she's put up, she's either made or gotten an offensive rebound off of. And Southwestern's lead is back up to 2. Maddie Stewart for 3. Rolls in her fourth 3 of the first quarter, and that's going to be the final shot. The Braves on that 3 take the lead 26-25 in an up-and-down first quarter here in Winfield. We'll take a break and bring you this second. You're listening to Braves basketball here on KOFO.
This is Eric Crowley with Advantage Electric. On the court, teams look for any advantage they can get. When it comes to your electric needs, whether residential, commercial, or custom, we're your advantage. Advantage Electric, 229 North Main in Ottawa. Call today at 785-418-1218.
People's Bank in Ottawa is proud to support our area sports teams. From People's Bank Field at Ottawa University to our Bucks for Buckets promotion and more, we believe our local sports programs are an investment in our future. Best of luck to the Ottawa sports teams from all of us at People's Bank. Member FDIC.
Since 1944, families of Franklin County have called Dingle & Son Mortuary and Crematory in their time of need. Why? Because of the peace of mind received knowing that Dingle & Son will take charge and exceed expectations. Visit dinglemortuary.com.
This is Dr. Weston Zinner at Franklin County Chiropractic in Ottawa. We hope you're enjoying the game and remind you that whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, we can help relieve your pain for a better performance. Call 785-242-9393 for an appointment.
And we're back in Winfield where the Braves take the lead at the end of an up-and-down first quarter after Maddie Stewart hits her fourth three-pointer of the quarter to go on top 26-25. And now the inbound for Southwestern will get things started. Thought about a three in the corner. Now the drive, the kick to another open three-point shooter in the corner. Doesn't want that three either. Miller will swing it over to Kenzie Taylor. Wants to back down Maddie Stewart. Now kicks it out to the top of the key. The drive fouled by Kelsey Hendricks, and that's going to put Kayla Demmel on the line. Demmel averages about 5.5 points a game, a 71% free throw shooter. First shot is up and good to tie it at 26. Jenna Kramer will sub back in for Kelsey Hendricks. It's Kramer, Kaylee Williams, Melanie Romig, Jessica King, and Maddie Stewart out there on the court for OU. And now the second free throw falls and puts Southwestern back on top. Kramer to bring it down with Hendricks on the bench. Kramer picks up her dribble, gets over to Melanie Romig. Romig out to Stewart. Defended by Kenzie Taylor. Nice job finding Jenna Kramer on the backdoor cut, but Kramer missed the point-blank layup. Rebounded by Southwestern, coming back the other way. Southwestern still moves right to left. In all white, the Braves in black moving left to right. Here's a drive by Kenzie Taylor, way too hard off the backboard, and it's rebounded easily by Jessica King. We'll get it out to Jenna Kramer, who will slowly bring things up for the Braves. Williams gets it down low to King. King again wants to drive. She's going to draw the foul, I believe, from Jordan Miller there. On the floor, so no free throws. The first foul against Jordan Miller. And now Rashia Parker is going to come on for Melanie Romig, which should switch her into the point guard position. And Kramer over to the two. Kramer to inbound, gets it to Rashia Parker. And she shuffled her feet before she moved, so a quick turnover for OU. Still down 1, 8:50 to go in the first half. It's Maddie Rogers bringing it up for Southwestern, moving to her left. That swings it over to a wide-open Michelle Parker, who tries to get it down low to Jordan Miller instead of taking the shot. Pass is almost stolen by Maddie Stewart, but she stepped on the baseline. Southwestern retains possession as Demmel comes off the court and Taylor Henderson back on for the Builders. Rogers to inbound, has it knocked away and then out of bounds. Last touched by Rogers as she tried to regain possession. Nice quick hands there by Jenna Kramer. Parker to bring it down for OU. Picks up her dribble, way out away from the basket, has to get over to Kramer. Maddie Stewart at the three-point line, works her way in, then back out, fakes the three. Now looking for someone to pass to, gets it to Kramer, finds Rashia Parker. Back to Kramer for a long three. She got it. Good yard behind the three-point line. She knocks it down, and the Braves are back up by 2. Kenzie Taylor getting it down low to Jordan Miller. Off target, King. Nice job defending the shot and then grabbing the defensive rebound. Kramer to drive. Gets caught underneath the basket, tries the reverse, but she's too far. Hit the bottom of the backboard, and it's going the other way. Rogers gets over to Kenzie Taylor, kicks it out to Parker. Doesn't want the three, gets it back into the hands of Rogers. Now a drive by Parker, and she is fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line for a pair. Parker just a 67% free throw shooter on the season. That foul called against Kaylee Williams, just number 1 on her. Parker's first free throw, nothing but net, and it's 29-28 OU. .26 remaining in quarter number 2. Parker's second free throw is up and rims out, rebounded by Maddie Stewart. She'll get it over to Kaylee Williams and into the hands of Rashia Parker. Kaylee Williams out on the left wing, swings it over to Kramer. King gets it at the elbow, wants to drive, and she's going to be fouled on the floor. I believe that's Jordan Miller with number 2. It is. It's a little bit of foul trouble for Jordan Miller, and she may be headed to the bench for the first time today. She is, as their other 6-footer, Jennifer Myers, will check in. Parker over to Kramer for 3 off the inbound. No, but Jessica King with a nice offensive board up off the basket. No, gets her own rebound. Out to Maddie Stewart for 3. Nothing but net. She got it. 5 threes for Maddie Stewart now. The Braves take a 4-point lead. And Southwestern wants a timeout. It will be a 30-second timeout. Braves up by 4, 7 to go in the first half. You're listening to KOFO Sports.
It's the annual store-wide clearance sale at Messenger's Home Furnishings in South Ottawa. This is one of the biggest sales of the year and includes every category in the store. Reclining furniture, bedroom furniture, dining room furniture, youth furniture, sofas, chairs, end tables, and much, much more. Save on closeouts of Serta iComfort, iSeries, and Perfect Sleeper mattresses while they last. Long-term interest-free financing is being offered, or you can use our free layaway and pay it off with your upcoming tax refund. Messenger's Home Furnishings is located just west of Sirloin Stockade on 23rd Street in South Ottawa.
And we're back in Winfield where Southwestern is just inbounded to bring it down the court. They're down 4. Eddie Rogers with the ball in her hands. Their dominant post player, Jordan Miller, on the bench for the first time after picking up her second foul. A moment ago, there a missed shot, but an offensive rebound down low for Southwestern, and Jennifer Myers gets the putback to fall. Cuts the lead to 2. Parker still in the game, bringing it up the court for OU. She'll get it to King. At the elbow, wants to drive, or pump fake, then goes off the glass and gets it in. King has been very effective getting into the lane and scoring off the glass today. She pushes the lead back up to 4. Michelle Parker with the ball, swinging it over to Taylor Henderson. Henderson kicked it into the corner, and now Kenzie Taylor over to Parker, who knocks down the jump shot from the elbow, and it's back to a 2-point game. Back and forth we go. Kaylee Williams now on a fast break has her shot blocked by Kenzie Taylor. Tried to do a little too much without getting the offense set up there, and it resulted in a blocked shot. Now here's a drive all the way on the other end, off the glass, missed, offensive rebound, kicks it out for the mid-range jump shot. No. Now battle for the rebound. It's going to go out of bounds. Was last touched by, they'll say, Jasmine Lasky. So the Braves get the ball. Ashley Romig comes in. So does Avery Lumen. Parker and King to the bench. Lumen, the point guard now, will bring it up the court. Now Lumen finds Maddie Stewart for the jumper from the free throw line off target. Rebounded by Taylor. Southwestern to bring it back the other way. Here's Lasky at the top of the key, working SS zone, swings it around. Kenzie Taylor wants to drive, goes up with it off the glass and in. Nice take by Kenzie Taylor, and she'll tie it back up at 34. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Lumen now drawing some contact as she goes up for the layup on the other end. She'll go to the line for a pair of free throws. Lumen 9 of 15 from the free throw line so far this year. Doesn't get there often. First one's good. Puts the Braves back on top by 1 as Caitlin Hughes subs in for Kaylee Williams. Second free throw is in. 2-point game. Braves back off into that 2-3 half-court set again. Now, Taylor faked the three. She drives. Shot was blocked by Romig, but Romig hit the body foul as well. And that will send Kenzie Taylor to the free throw line, where she shoots 72% on the year. 4:42 remaining in the first half. Braves up 2. First free throw's in. Cuts the lead to 1. And Jessica King is going to come in for Maddie Stewart. Stewart may be seeing her first break of the game, but she's been so lights out offensively, it's been hard to find a reason to bring her out. Second free throw is in for Taylor, and she ties it up at 36. Lumen and Hughes, 2 freshman non-starters in for the Braves. Jenna Kramer, another freshman in their guard as well. She'll get it down low to Ashley Romig. She goes up, and she's fouled by Jasmine Lasky. As she goes up, she'll go to the line for a pair. Romig, an 83% free throw shooter, and actually they'll say it was before the shot, so they'll inbound to her instead, and she knocks it down. They only had a second left on the shot clock. She just got it, just quick catch and release, and got the 2 points. Taylor wants to drive again. Now she has to kick it back out after the Braves closed in on her. Now another drive, and that's going to be a foul out away from the basket by Lumen. Going to put Jasmine Lasky at the they're not quite in the bonus. One more and they will be. So they'll inbound to Taylor Henderson out on the right wing. Now she'll get it over to Lasky at the top of the key. Wants to drive. And it's going to be a foul on Caitlin Hughes. She lowered her shoulder a bit, but was able to draw the contact before kicking out. And now they're in the bonus. And now Lasky will go to the line for 2. 4:05 remaining here in the first half. First free throw is good. Pulling the Builders to within 1. And she hits the second to tie it up at 38 apiece. Now a steal on the other end, and it's come back the other way for Southwestern. They go up, blocked by Jenna Kramer, but they'll fight for the loose ball, and King's able to come up with it for OU. Lumen to set things up for OU. Kramer out on the left wing. Now the ball thrown out of bounds, an unforced turnover by the Braves. Still tied up at 38 apiece. 3.5 to go in the first half. Southwestern working it around. Now they'll try and get into the lane. Taylor kicks it out to Lasky for 3. She got it. And Southwestern takes a 3-point lead. Braves working on the perimeter. Lumen with all day from three-point range. She knocks hers down to tie it back up. Drive by Parker, no good. Rebounded by Lumen. Lumen fakes another three. Now gets it to King. He wants to drive. Off the backboard and in again. Nice little up and under move. Puts the Braves back up by 2. Southwestern goes down low to Taylor. Shot blocked by Romig. Well, she'll kick it back out to the corner. Now they'll swing it around the perimeter more. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Time running out. They'll have to go for a long three. They're short. Rebound knocked up into the air, and Romig ends up with it. Gets it into the hands of Lumen. There's Caitlin Hughes, finds King. King goes to the basket again, off the board again for 2 more points, and it's a 4-point game, 45-41. A minute and a half to go in the first half. Maddie Rogers with the ball at the top of the key. Uses a screen, then kicks it out to the left wing. Lasky to drive. She draws the foul. She'll go to the line for a pair. That foul called on Caitlin Hughes, number 2 on her. And the first one rims out, no good. So Southwestern has not had an answer to Jessica King's aggression down low offensively today. She's been the bigger scoring threat than Ashley Romig. Now, miss on both the free throws. Maddie Stewart with the rebound, gets it into Lumen's hands. We'll swing it around the perimeter. Keely Williams with the ball. She has not scored yet. She's the team's second leading scorer in the year. Now she drives and one. See, all I needed was to say that. And that did it for her. Pushes the lead to 6. She can make it 7 at the line here. 55.6 remaining here in the first half. And she hits it. (48-41) Braves lead. There's a nice take from the right side by Jasmine Leskey. Got by her defender and just took it to the rim. Lead is 5 now for the Braves. Romig tries to work it to Maddie Stewart. Almost stolen. Now almost stolen again. Maddie Stewart able to chase down the loose ball. Finds Romig at the top of the key. She's going to go for the contested jumper with the shot clock running down. She's got it. And that pushes it to a 7-point game. 50-43, under 10 seconds to go. Southwestern will get the last shot. There's a drive by Maddie Rogers. Too hard off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Stewart. And they're going to call a foul as she went up for the last second heave. I believe they got the foul in before the buzzer sounded. And that may send Stewart to the line for 3. 2 players closed in on her. The foul's going to go to Jasmine Lasky. So as she went up for that desperation heave from the opposite side of the court, 2 players closed in on her, made contact, and now she'll go to the line for 3 uncontested free throws. Off target on number 1. The referee's having a discussion about something, determining whether it was a foul on the floor, which would send her to the line for 2 because of the bonus, or if she was in the active shooting. They will determine it was during the shot and she'll shoot 3, but Southwestern coach Whitney Corley clearly upset about the call, having a discussion with the referee on the sideline about it. And the call is not going to change. It'll remain 3 free throws, but Corley insisted on pleading her case. So Stewart will get 2 more attempts after missing the first. Got the second. And the third goes in, and that ends the half on an unusual note. The Braves will go in to halftime 52-43 in the lead off of the 2 made free throws as Maddie Stewart was fouled on the last-second desperation heave. And that will take us into halftime and the Advantage Electric halftime show. We'll take a break and then be back with the halftime show here on KOFO.
Whether you're building or remodeling, you want your project to be unique to you. Eric Crowley of Advantage Electric can help.
Something recently we've started is custom lighting. Making custom lights, I've noticed it's a new trend. Not everybody wants the big, box light fixtures that you can buy. Everybody's looking for something eclectic nowadays and new and a conversation piece.
Your ideas come to life.
Anything and everything that you could think of that you could possibly make a light fixture out of, we could certainly do it.
Advantage Electric, 229 North Main. Call 418-1218.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
Smart Ottawa shoppers know Costantino's Price Chopper has the best rewards program in town. Only Price Chopper lets you earn points on all your purchases. Visit mypricechopper.com and start saving on food or fuel today. Shop Costantino's, your local family-owned grocer since 1948.
Ransom Memorial Hospital Cancer Care, your cancer-fighting team, is open and accepting patients. For a personalized care experience, call 785-229-8203. Online at ransom.org or at 1301 South Main Street, Ottawa. RMH Cancer Care, close to home, close to your heart.
Community journalism is thriving at the Ottawa Herald. 3 days a week in print and every day online, the Herald's award-winning staff covers the news that matters to you. Breaking news, sports, events, and so much more, just as the Herald has done for more than 140 years. Call 242-4700 to subscribe today, or find us online at www.ottawaherald.com, on Facebook, or download our app.
And welcome to the Advantage Electric halftime show. I'm David Potter here with KOFO, bringing you the halftime show with the Braves up 52-43 here on the road over Southwestern and the Builders. Braves trying to stay in the pack in that group that's stuck in third place or tied in third place in the KCAC at 7-4 with Sterling and Kansas Wesleyan. Southwestern sitting at 5-6, trying to crawl back up to the 500 mark. And through the first quarter, we saw a lot of lead changes, 4 3-point shots by Maddie Stewart, but Southwestern really to stay in the game on the back of a lot of offensive rebounds, something that the Braves were able to tighten up on in the second quarter. Braves up 26-24 through one, and then it was neck and neck through most of the second quarter, and then late the Braves started to turn it on a little bit as Jessica King able to put in 8 points off the bench, 4 of 6 shooting, just found herself able to kind of put her head down and go up and under, driving into the lane and getting to the basket. So good contribution off the bench for her. Then Ashley Romig able to go to work down low as well, 10 points for her. And then, of course, Maddie Stewart with those 4 threes in the first quarter, added another one in the second. She's sitting at 21 points and 3 rebounds right now, so she's been the star of the show in this one. And then, of course, it looked like it was going to be 50-43 at the end of the half, but the Braves got the ball with just a few seconds left. Maddie Stewart took a couple dribbles up court and then went for the desperation heave from her own side of half court and was fouled by a couple of Southwestern players, really. And after some discussion and disagreement, the referees did determine that she was fouled in the act of shooting. She went to the line for 3 free throws there at the end of the half, hit 2 of them, and pushed this up to a 9-point game, 52-43 here at the half. We'll go ahead and take a break and be back with more of the Advantage Electric Halftime Show here on KOFO.
This is Dr. Weston Zinner at Franklin County Chiropractic in Ottawa. We hope you're enjoying the game and remind you that whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, we can help relieve your pain for a better performance. Call 785-242-9393 for an appointment.
Since 1944, families of Franklin County have called Dingle & Son Mortuary and Crematory in their time of need. Why? Because of the peace of mind received knowing that Dingle & Son will take charge and exceed expectations. Visit dinglemortuary.com.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
This is Lou Baker at CarStar Ottawa. Our technicians are highly trained, ICAR certified repair experts. We provide continued education for our employees and the latest equipment to ensure the highest quality repairs. We work hard at staying your #1 collision repair shop. 1-800-CARSTAR. Relax, we'll take it from here.
Hi, I'm Sophie Evan, and I'm 6 years old. Getting your teeth clean is fun and easy at Dr. Hale's office. I think you should take your kid to see Dr. Hale, too.
Schedule your family's appointment at Dr. Hale Family Dentistry at 242-1800.
Need to know if your child's game or practice has been canceled due to weather? Sign up now for Ottawa Recreation Commission's text alerts. Go to orcautawaks.org to sign up or for more information.
Kramer Pharmacy, downtown Ottawa, hopes you're enjoying this KOFO sports broadcast and wishes all the area teams good luck this season. Call Kramer Pharmacy today and ask about their convenient MedSync program that allows you to have all your prescriptions filled at the same time each month. Call 242-2055.
And we're back with more of the Advantage Electric Halftime Show. Again, the Braves up 52-43 here at the halftime break. And as I said, they kind of went on that run at the end of the second quarter to put that separation between them and Southwestern. And not a coincidence that it coincided with Jordan Miller picking up her second foul and having to go to the bench. She had, in just 12, almost 13 minutes of play, 14 points off 6 of 8 shooting. She was 3 rebounds, 2 of them offensive boards. So she had been a force for Southwestern and a handful to take care of down low for the Braves. And once she came out of the game, it seemed like things opened up, especially underneath, as Romig and Jessica King were able to get to the line, to the basket a lot more effectively. Again, Maddie Stewart leading the team with 21, Ashley Romig with 10. Jessica King with those 8 points off the bench, but also has 5 rebounds to her name to go with an assist, and she played almost 11 minutes in that first half. So solid work off the bench by Jessica King. For Southwestern, after Jordan Miller, Jasmine Lasky, second on the team in points with 9. They haven't shot many threes, but they've hit 4 of 8. Same goes for the Braves. They've only shot 10, but they've hit 7 of them. Probably not something you can expect to happen, as Maddie Stewart went 5 of 6 from three-point range. We saw the same thing happen for Jenna Kramer in the Braves' last game. And that one was against York, where she hit 5 of 6 in the first half and then only attempted 1 in the second half, and that one did not go in. She was a lot quieter in the second half, but Maddie Stewart, the senior, with probably more weapons in her arsenal in terms of how to score other than just the three-point shots. We'll see how many points she ends up with after the big 21-point first half. We'll take another break and then be back with more of the Advantage Electric halftime show here on KOFO.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
People's Bank in Ottawa is proud to support our area sports teams. From People's Bank Field at Ottawa University to our Bucks for Buckets promotion and more, we believe our local sports programs are an investment in our future. Best of luck to the Ottawa sports teams from all of us at People's Bank. Member FDIC. Eric Price and his staff at the Lamb Roberts Funeral Homes are proud to sponsor this KOFO sports broadcast and honored to help so many families in the community with compassionate care when it's needed most. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, Ottawa, Baldwin City, and Overbrook.
The Ottawa Shopper has a new look with new features. Never miss your favorite TV show with the TV Guides. Find area church times and the popular Kids Talk About God column on the church pages. And get useful employment tips from our weekly Q&A advice column. Call 242-4700 to get your Franklin County address added to our subscription list for free, or pick up the Ottawa Shopper at multiple racks around town. That's 242-4700.
This is Dr. Adam Maxwell of Maxwell Chiropractic, serving you with chiropractic and wellness care at 225 South Walnut in Ottawa. Call 785-893-8272 for an appointment. As a lifelong Ottawa resident, I'm proud to be a supporter of OU Braves athletics and wish the teams good luck this season.
Quality Structures Incorporated in Richmond is proud to sponsor this KOFO sports broadcast. They know experience matters on the court and when it comes to your building needs. Visit qualitystructures.com and let them put their years of experience in constructing post-frame buildings to work for you.
And we're back for the last segment of the Advantage Electric halftime show here on KOFO. Again, the Braves up 52-43 at the halftime break. That is their biggest lead of the game, pushed to 9 with those last-second free throws by Maddie Stewart there at the end. The Braves scored 26 in both quarters. Southwestern right there with them through one with 25 in the first, but only 18 in the second. The Braves' biggest lead, again, 9, but Southwestern is led by only as many as 3. So even though it's been a bit back and forth, the scales have definitely tipped more toward the Braves' side. Now, we talked about offensive rebounds in the pregame show, and they gave up quite a few in the early going to Southwestern, especially on just a couple of possessions where it seemed like Southwestern just got to keep grabbing the ball until they scored. But then the Braves, with a much better job in the second quarter, they've still allowed 9 offensive boards to just grabbing 3 of their own, but it was on pace to be much worse than that. Then, of course, there's the turnover stat that we like to keep track of. The Braves, with just 6 turnovers in the first half, not really a big issue for them, and Southwestern turned it over 5 times of their own, so not a huge area of advantage for them. And we talked about how many steals that team gets. They only have 3. The Braves have 2 of their own, so no noticeable difference there. In terms of shooting, the Braves' shooting has really been outstanding in the first half. 61% from the field, 70% from three-point range. You'd expect that to cool off a bit. And then Southwestern, 44% from the field. That's above their season average as well. And then 4 of 8 from three-point range, which also probably a bit unsustainable. And then Southwestern, 9 of 13 from the line. The Braves, 7 of 8. So the Braves capitalizing on their opportunities from the free throw stripe. We will take one more break. That's it for the Advantage Electric halftime show. We'll be back with the second half. You're listening to basketball on OU basketball on KOFO.
Kramer Pharmacy, downtown Ottawa, hopes you're enjoying this KOFO sports broadcast and wishes all the area teams good luck this season. Call Kramer Pharmacy today and ask about their convenient MedSync program that allows you to have all your prescriptions filled at the same time each month. Call 242-2055.
When quality matters, choose the best. Choose Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling. Call today and make sure your heating and cooling system is ready for the season at 785-242-9273. Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, maintaining your comfort for over 30 years.
Anyone can call themselves a construction company, slap a sign on the side of their truck, and drive around town looking for work. Is that who you want to hire? No, you're smarter than that. Wise Guys Construction at 108 North Main in Ottawa has been in business for 13 years, building new residential homes, adding additions, and finishing basements, solving commercial structure needs for businesses, and repairing damage left behind from fire or water. When it comes to who you hire for residential and commercial construction needs, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction at 785-229-5651.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
To protect your family and plan for your financial future, get to know your Modern Woodman agent.
Hello, I'm Dale Pearson, your Modern Woodman agent in Ottawa, Kansas. Call me today at 242-6566.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
Getting a great night's sleep is easier and more affordable than you might think. You don't need a new expensive mattress or sleeping pills. You just need to change your sheets. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen, founder of Boll & Branch. What makes Boll & Branch sheets different is that they're meticulously crafted from pure 100% organic cotton. And because we only sell online, we've cut out all the expensive retail markups. Plus, if you go to bollandbranch.com today, we'll give you $50 off your first set of sheets when you use promo code DOZE. bollandbranch.com. Spelled B-O-L-L and branch.com. Promo code DOZE.
And we are back in Winfield, where we're underway here in the second half. The Braves and Southwestern able to exchange baskets there on the first two possessions. Here's Jordan Miller. Gets it down low to Taylor, who works it in, and the lead cut back down to 7. Kenzie Taylor on the basket there. Her point total up to 8 for the game. Now here's Jenna Kramer getting to the basket off the backboard. Rolls in off the glass. The lead pushed right back to 9 by OU. Coming back the other direction. Here's Lasky. Inside to Miller, who kicks it back out. Taylor wants to drive on Ashley Romig. Now she'll back it out, and that's going to be a travel called against Maddie Rogers. She tried to drive the baseline, picked up her foot. I'd make a step earlier before than she wanted to. Starting lineups on the court for both teams. Kelsey Hendricks to bring it down for OU, moving right to left now. The Braves in black. Southwestern in white, moving left to right. Maddie Stewart fakes the three, gets her defender way up into the air, then drives. Kicks it down low to Romig, who forced into a dual possession situation by Jasmine Lasky. And the possession arrow gives the ball to Southwestern. Maddie Rogers to bring it down. Now over to Lasky, who is fouled. I believe they're going to say on the floor. She made the free throw, but it seemed like a good time after. No, don't go ahead and count the basket and give her one shot. Seemed like the bump occurred before she took a couple of steps and then laid it in. Here's the free throw. No good. Rebound tracked down over on near the sideline by Hendricks. Maddie Stewart to bring it down for OU. Gets it out to Jenna Kramer. Melanie Romig in the game now out on the left wing. Gets it over to Ashley Romeg. A rare three-point attempt by Romeg, and it's off target to the right side. And it will go out of bounds. And Kramer with the hustle play, able to run around and then throw it back in off the leg of Maddie Rogers, and then it deflects out of bounds. So the hustle play by Kramer gives the Braves the ball back. Hendricks, the inbound, gets it to Jenna Kramer, open for three, off the back of the iron. Good hustle by Hendricks to track down that rebound. Stewart kicks it over to Melanie Romeg. She wants to find Ashley down low. Now Melanie for three. Off the pass from Ashley. It's short, rebounded by Southwestern. They try and start the fast break, but Taylor Henderson wasn't ready for that outlet pass, and it goes out of bounds. Avery Lumen is going to check in for Kelsey Hendricks. Braves lead is at 7:07 to go here in the third. They'll inbound to Lumen to bring it up to the court. Now passes it down low to Ashley Romeg, working against Miller, up off the backboard and in. Miller maybe not being quite as physical as she normally would, already with two fouls. Doesn't want to pick up a third here in the first half of the third quarter. Southwestern working around the perimeter. Now an open three for Taylor. Rattles home. And that makes it a 6-point game. Now a long three by Kaylee Williams, missed, but she's able to track down her own rebound in the corner. Gets it out to Lumen. Now here's a three by Maddie Stewart. She continues the hot hand from the first half. She hit 5 of 6 from outside the first. Now has knocked down her first three-point attempt here in the second and pushes that lead back up to 9. 61-52. She has 24 points. Rogers kicks it over to Laskew, misses the three, and it's rebounded by Kaylee Williams. That's Kramer who kicks it out to Kaylee Williams. Finds Maddie Stewart for three off the back of the iron. She didn't get her feet set that time. Wanted to get it up before the defense could recover, and it took her out of her rhythm. Still comes back to the other side for Southwestern. Maddie Rogers moving over to her left and passing it back to the right to Taylor. Taylor wants to drive on Maddie Stewart again. Up off the backboard and in. Good take by Taylor. She seems to see something in the defense by Maddie Stewart that leads her to believe she can get to the basket. In the last couple of possessions where she's tried it, she's been able to get it into the basket. Now we're going to see a foul away from the ball on Kaylee Williams. They'll say it's an illegal screen, so that gives the ball back to the Builders, down 7. Braves up 61-54, 5:03 to go here in the third quarter. Ashley Romeg is going to check off, and then Jessica King, who did great work here in the first half, the second quarter specifically, will check on for her. The Braves still in that 2-3 half-court zone. Now here's an off-balance jump shot, no good. Missed by Taylor Henderson. That is Maddie Rogers. Jenna Kramer wants to get it to King down low, but they're trying to steal her off. Now they'll work it over to Maddie Stewart at the elbow. She's going to back it out. Now drives. Draws a lot of contact from Taylor. Taylor blocks the shot. They won't call the contact. So it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Builders. Lumen to inbound along the baseline for OU. It gets it right underneath to Kaylee Williams, who's quickly fouled before she has a chance to go up with it. Foul against Michelle Parker. Number 2 on Parker. Number 1 on the Builders here in the third. Lumen inbounds to Kramer. Back to Lumen for a corner three. She passes it up and now drives. Kicks it out to Maddie Stewart. Stewart wants to drive against Taylor. Up off the backboard. Not enough on it. No good. Rebounded by Taylor. Maddie Rogers to bring it down the other way. Taylor swings it over to Taylor Henderson. Well, they'll get it to Miller down low, who misses, gets her own rebound. And now a foul going to be called against. It's going to be against King, her first, going after that rebound. Another inbound to Jordan Miller. Nice pass. He finds the cutting Taylor Henderson, who misses the layup. Point-blank range, but running at full speed and just went too hard off the glass. Missed. And here's King working against Miller. They'll double-team her. That may have been a point of emphasis in the locker room after King was just repeatedly able to kind of move her way down low toward the basket every time she got into the elbow. They made a concerted effort to bring the double team once she started to move it in there. Lumen over to King. King to take it again, a little running hook shot. Nice post move there by King. A veteran move by the junior, getting it in off the backboard, and the lead pushed back up to 9. They haven't hit double digits yet, but it's been 9 a number of times. Southwestern with the ball out on the right wing. Now, pass almost stolen by Kramer, knocked into Miller's hands. Now Miller's pass is stolen by Kramer. Kramer's going to bring it up the other way. Tries the long pass to King. King barely able to hang on to it. Now she'll send it way over to the other side of the court to Lumen, who can't reel it in. It's a little too high. That was a cross-court pass from all the way from the right wing to the left. She still got too much on it for Lumen to get up there and grab it. 3:09 to go here in the third quarter. Braves up 63-54. Michelle Parker works it over to Maddie Rogers. Back to Parker. Now they try and get it into Miller. Knocked away by Romig and into the hands of Jenna Kramer for the steal. Now a dangerous pass reeled in by Kaylee Williams. Williams wants to drive, gets underneath, up and in, around the outstretched hand of Jordan Miller, and that pushes the lead to double digits for the first time today. It's 65-54. Now a running layup attempt, a little bit out of control there by Maddie Rogers, way too hard off the glass. Misses. Now Kaylee Williams tries to do about the same thing on the other end, but she draws the foul. So Williams will go to the line for a pair of free throws. 2:26 left here in the third. Braves up by 11. Williams with a chance to push the lead to more, a 78% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. Kramer will go to the bench. Caitlin Hughes on in her place as the off guard. Williams free throw number 2, rattles around, rolls off the rim, and it's rebounded by Taylor, and then she throws it away. Kayla Demmel was not ready for that pass. Now Southwestern wants a 30-second timeout to regroup. We'll take one as well. The 12-point lead for the Braves here on KOFO.
You can just about hear that cold Kansas winter wind blowing, and you're going to want to make sure your heater is working this winter. The best way to do that is call the pros at Adamson Brothers at 785-242-9273. Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, maintaining your comfort for over 30 years.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
And we're back from that timeout. Southwestern turned the ball over and then took the 30-second timeout to try and regroup as the Braves going on a little mini run here have pushed the lead all the way up to 12. Here's the inbound to Avery Lumen. Lumen, Hughes, King, Ashley Romig, and Kaylee Williams on the floor, and there is Jessica King taking it all the way to the basket and laying it in. It's a 14-point game now. Southwestern moving the ball around the perimeter is Maddie Rogers. Gets it to Kenzie Taylor, wants to drive, and one. Fouled by King. Got it to fall off the glass. 1:59 remaining here in quarter number 3. her second foul, the fourth on the Braves as a team. Taylor, a 72% free throw shooter, makes this one. Lumen to bring it up, almost had her pass stolen out on the wing. Haley Williams, cross-court pass to Lumen, goes up for three, off target. Rebound chased down by Taylor Henderson. Henderson to bring it down herself. Now that may be a moving screen. It is. The fans don't like it, but Kenzie Taylor sidestepped to her right to make sure she made contact with Lumen on that screen and didn't hide it especially well. The referee is able to notice that pretty easily. 1:37 to go in the third. Braves up 11. Kelsey Hendricks back into the game for OU, and she'll bring the ball up the court. Works it over to her right, and over to Kaylee Williams. Williams back up to the top of the key. Caitlin Hughes to Hendricks, gets it down low to Ashley Romig. Had it knocked away for a second. Now works it over to Caitlin Hughes underneath the basket. Tried a kind of a circus shot there. Couldn't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Southwestern. Coming back the other way, left to right. Here's Jordan Miller. Has that pass stolen by Maddie Stewart. So doing a good job of flocking to Jordan Miller when she gets the ball down low after burning him for 14 points in that first half. And Miller seems a little out of sorts offensively now. Haley Williams looks to drive, has it cut off, switches directions, tries to go to her left, misses. Under 45 seconds to go in the third. Michelle Van Giesen bringing it down for Southwestern. She'll get it over to Kenzie Taylor. So they'll swing it over to the left wing. Van Giesen's going to be fouled way away from the basket at the top of the key. That's going to be Hendricks. I believe that's number 3 on her. No, that's number 4 on her. So Lumen's going to come back into the game, and that will put Southwestern into the bonus. And it's Van Giesen at the line. A 68% free throw shooter. Hasn't attempted many. He's 15 of 22 on the season. First one is up and rattles out. No good. Kaylee Williams comes out. Jenna Kramer on. And then, again, Lumen in for Hendricks, who just picked up her 4th foul. So that could impact the Braves down the stretch in the 4th quarter as they try to hold on to this lead, having their primary ball handler, Kelsey Hendricks, sitting with 4 fouls. Second free throw also no good. No shot clock now as the Braves have the ball with 15 seconds left in the third. Now here's Caitlin Hughes driving up off the glass and in. Seemed to lose her balance for a moment there, but I believe the defender tried to step in and steal it as she did so, and that gave Hughes the opportunity. And there's a travel on the other end as Van Giesen tried to spin and get open for a last-second shot. So now the Braves up by 13 with 1.2 seconds left. Not enough time to do much of anything but catch and shoot, but they'll have to do it from distance. And Hughes won't even attempt a three-quarter court shot, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. The Braves are up 70-57 on the road. You're listening to Braves basketball here on KOFO.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
This is Ryan Disborough, your State Farm insurance agent in Garnett, providing insurance and financial services, including retirement options, bank loans, life insurance, and annuities. Call and schedule your financial services consultation today at 785-448-1660.
Eric Price and his staff at the Lamb Roberts Funeral Homes are proud to sponsor this KOFO sports broadcast and honored to help so many families in the community with compassionate care when it's needed most. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, Ottawa, Baldwin City, and Overbrook.
And we are back for one final quarter here in Winfield as the OU Braves lead the Southwestern Mound Builders 70-57 in a high-scoring affair. And the Braves will get the ball to start things off. Lumen in for Kelsey Hendricks, the freshman point guard who has 4 fouls. He's been stuck on the bench for most of the second half. There's Maddie Stewart missing from short range. Rebounded by Lasky, who almost lost the ball. Southwestern moving left to right. Now they'll kick it out to the wing. Kenzie Taylor wants to drive. Spin move up off the glass. Rims out. Rebounded by Stewart. Lumen over to Maddie Stewart. Thought about the 3, then passes it over to Kramer. Caitlin Hughes will take the 3. Got it. Nothing but net from the top of the key. And that's the biggest lead of the game for the Braves so far at 16. Now they'll get it down low to Jordan Miller. Crowd wants a foul. They won't get it, but it does go out of bounds. Last touch by the Braves. Kaylee Williams to sub in for Jenna Kramer. 9:02 on the clock. 16-point game. Southwestern to inbound along the baseline. Nowhere to go with it. Almost reached the 5-second limit there. Kick it out to Lasky on the left wing. She'll use the screen, try and open up some room. Now she'll dump it off to Kenzie Taylor. Tries to get it to Jordan Miller. It's knocked away with a loose ball collected by Southwestern. They still have plenty of time left on the shot clock. Now down to 10 seconds. Miller will kick it out to the wing for 3. No good. Stewart with the rebound. Lumen to slow things up for OU. A 16-point lead, 8.5 to go in the fourth quarter. And that one out of bounds, knocked away by Maddie Rogers. So it'll be an inbound along the sideline for OU. Hughes to inbound. Romig swings it over to Maddie Stewart at the top of the key. We'll get it back to Lumen. Puts one finger in the air to signal in a play. Now Lumen drives to her left, and she's fouled hard. Goes falling to the floor. Maddie Rogers called for the foul. The first of the quarter. Not a shooting foul, so we'll see an inbound for OU. Lumen gets it to Hughes. Now Kaylee Williams thought about the 3. Now she wants to drive. Working the baseline. Has it swatted away. Now, good hustle play by Avery Lumen, forcing the jump ball as it appeared it was going to bounce into Lasky's hands, but Lumen dove in there. Now, possession error does point to Southwestern, but gets the possession arrow turned around and resets the tempo. 8 minutes left. Braves holding on to that 16-point lead. Kenzie Taylor wants a 3 from the left corner. She's got it. Kenzie Taylor. With the way Jordan Miller has sort of been game planned out of it here for Southwestern, Kenzie Taylor has really picked up the slack and is having a heck of a second half. Maddie Stewart kicks it out to Kaylee Williams, swings it over to Jenna Kramer for an open 3. Got it at the top of the key. 3 points. It makes it a 16-point game again. And now we're going to get a 30-second timeout by Southwestern. We'll be right back with more Braves basketball. They're up 16.
Have you ever seen a refrigerator that comes with a touchscreen? Have you seen a washer that comes with a built-in sink? Have you seen how much the Home Depot can save you on both? Right now, get up to 35% off appliance special buys at the Home Depot. These feature-packed appliances come in a range of stylish finishes, and nobody beats our prices. Guaranteed. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details.
And we are back in Winfield where the home team, the Southwestern Builders, find themselves down 76-60, 7.5 minutes to go. And the Braves just need to lock down on defense. They'll stay in that 2-3 zone. It appears they may have moved to a man-to-man look in the half court. Here's a drive by Lasky out to the wing. Now, here's Taylor Henderson into the lane, up and off the rim. Rebound, fought for and won by Kaylee Williams. Williams with a move to her left. Now crosses back over to her right. Now has her shot blocked, but she'll also be fouled. Foul called on Taylor Henderson. First second, that sends Kaylee Williams to the line where she could push this to the biggest lead of the game for OU. Knocks down the first. And the lead is 17. Jessica King to come on for Ashley Romig. Williams at the line. Calmly knocks down the second. Despite the crowd noise trying to distract you, you don't hear a lot of that in the KCAC, but got a few select members of the audience doing their best to distract OU's free throw shooters. It has not worked today. Braves up by 18, 78-60. Under 7 minutes to go. Ball in the right corner. We'll swing over to Jordan Miller out on the wing. She drives against King. Now goes up with the right hand off the glass and in. King did her best, but couldn't affect that shot enough. Now Lumen goes around the screen, goes all the way to the basket, but the layup rolls out. Now a three by Southwestern only hit the backboard, rebounded by Maddie Stewart. Stewart to King at the top of the key, swings it over to Jenna Kramer on the left. Kramer with a step-back jumper from just inside the three-point line, knocks it down and pushes the lead back up to 18, under 6 minutes to go. Maddie Rogers to bring up the court for Southwestern over to Kenzie Taylor, then into the hands of Jasmine Lasky. Now they want Kenzie Taylor down low against Maddie Stewart. Little turnaround spin shot. She got it in off the backboard, and now Southwestern wants a 30-second timeout. They're down by 16. Braves up. On the road, you're listening to KOFO.
Is that a 747?
Only Taco Bell's $5 cravings deal has 5 of your favorites in one box.
How do planes fly?
So you don't spend your lunch break deciding what's for lunch.
700,000 pounds in the air and no one questions it?
Freeing your mind for so many other thoughts.
I mean...
They're just planes, man. Get over it. Taco Bell's $5 cravings box with a cheesy gordita crunch, burrito supreme, taco, nachos, and a Baja Blast. It's the only lunch that frees your mind and your cravings. At participating locations, prices may vary. Tax extra.
And we are back from the timeout. The Braves are up 80-64, 5:41 remaining. And it looks like we will likely see a full court press from here on out of Southwestern. Braves inbound to Kelsey Hendricks, back into the game playing with 4 fouls. In the cross half court to Jessica King. Maddie Stewart had a wide open look from 3 on the left side, but clearly they're looking to run some time off the clock here. Caitlin Hughes wants to get it down low to King. She picked up her dribble and then I think just didn't think about it and then tried to dribble again. Pretty clear double dribble, turns the ball over. 5:22 remaining. Braves looking to protect that 16-point lead. Van Giesen brings it down. There's a foul out away from the basket. Jasmine Lasky had the ball. It's going to be called against Caitlin Hughes. Number 3 on her, Kaylee Williams, will come in for Caitlin Hughes. Inbound from Van Giesen over to Parker. Now down low to Jordan Miller, off target, rebounded by Maddie Stewart. Miller had a nice little spin move down there on the post, but he's off the back of the iron. We're under 5 minutes to play. Ten seconds on the clock. Kramer looking to drive. Now kicks it to the corner for an open 3. Hendricks got it. And that pushes the lead to 19, a new game high for OU. 4.5 to go. Then Geeson over to Parker. Now the drive by Taylor. She'll kick it back out to Parker. Now Taylor Martin wants to drive the baseline. Met with the double team, has to kick it back out. There on the drive, Jasmine Lasky draws the foul. Does not get the shot to go. 4:14 remaining. That foul called against Kaylee Williams, just number 2 on her. Lasky's first free throw is in. Cuts the lead to 18. Second free throw, in off the back of the rim. And now Taylor Henderson will check in for Van Giesen. Southwestern sticks with the full court press, down 17 to the Braves. Maddie Stewart gets it into Jenna Kramer. Kramer trapped, has the ball knocked away. OU will retain possession. Stewart almost had her inbound stolen. Kaylee Williams made a nice play to grab it off balance and send it back to her. Now Jenna Kramer thought about trying to take it all the way, then dribbles it back out. I'll swing it around the perimeter. Now Kelsey Hendricks backs it out over to Maddie Stewart for 3. Got it. Another 3 for the senior Maddie Stewart. Pushes it to a 20-point game, 3:45 to go. Taylor Henderson with the ball out on the right wing. Wants to drive and dump it off with Michelle Parker. She's going to be called for palming the ball. We'll see a quick substitution as Leslie Spear comes on for Maddie Stewart. 86-66, Braves leading with 3:37 to go. Now Caitlin Hughes going to check on for Kaylee Williams as well. King to inbound. Kramer and Hendricks both on this side of that court. And now the Braves want a timeout to talk strategy. It'll be a full timeout. We'll go to a break. 3:37 remaining. Braves are up by 20 here on KOFO.
Make room for the new year, starting in the garage. At the Home Depot's Store More, Save More event, get an HDX 4-tier shelving unit, a $30 value. Now a special buy of just $19.88. It'll hold up to 600 pounds, and it assembles with no tools, making quick work of a messy garage with very little work on your part. The Store More, Save More event, going on now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through January 29th in store and online while supplies last.
Do you love pizza? Because if you love pizza, the 10 any pizza deal from Pizza Hut is the biggest no-brainer in the history of the world. You can carry out a large pizza, any toppings, anytime for just $10. Even a large pan meat lovers, or pepperoni lovers, or whatever toppings you love. They're all $10. The 10 any pizza deal, because no one out-pizzas the Hut. Ask for this offer. Additional charge for extra cheese and stuffed crust. Product availability, prices, and participation may vary.
We're back. Braves up 20. 86-66 here on the road at Southwestern. Full court press broken by Jenna Kramer. Kick it over to Kelsey Hendricks. Leslie Spear into the game for the Braves. Her and King will be the post players. Caitlin Hughes kicking it out to Kramer. Will reset. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. I'll dump it underneath to King. King wants to go up and under. The reverse layup almost went in. But then rims out and is rebounded by Taylor Henderson. 3 minutes to go. Henderson kicks it out to the wing. Now drive, and that looks like a travel, and that's what it'll be. Maddie Rogers kind of took a hop, skip, and a jump to come to her jump stop there. 2:58 remaining in the game. So 20-point lead for OU. Inbound to Caitlin Hughes, but she's under duress. Now she'll work it out to the other side to Hendricks, away from the trap, and that'll allow the Braves to get over the half-court line and slow things up. King tries the entry pass to Spear, but Spear and kind of broken out of the lane. As looks like maybe she expected her to take a step in toward the basket. So no one there to take the pass, and 2:41 to go. It'll be Southwestern ball. Maddie Rogers bringing up the court for Southwestern. Now they'll try and get it down low to Jordan Miller, but it's off her fingertips and out of bounds. We'll see Lumen back in for Hendricks. Hendricks has been in a lot of foul trouble today, so Lumen's seeing a lot of important minutes at point guard. And now King almost got a tie-up there. Finds a way to get it over to Caitlin Hughes. Now they'll break the press by getting it over to Melanie Romig on the right wing. Now another dangerous pass, nearly stolen. King with the ball at the top of the key. She'll swing it over to Caitlin Hughes. Hughes looks to drive and gets over to Spear for an easy jump shot. Knocks it down from 12 feet out. Uncontested. And the lead is 22. They try the entry pass to Miller. It's knocked away, but Southwestern able to track the ball down. Braves has done a good job of keeping Miller off the scoreboard here in the second half. Now they will get it down to Miller, and she finds a little bit of space and scores through it. Lumen working against that press, and Maddie Rogers getting a little too handsy and is called for the reach. 3 team fouls now on Southwestern. 1:38 to go in the game. Rashia Parker into the game at point guard. King gets it over to Lumen. Lumen and Parker both in there, both point guards. So either one can handle the ball. In there for the purposes of getting away from this full court trap. Lumen at the top of the key, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Looks to drive. That's an arm bar. Taylor Henderson kind of riding her the whole way, and she'll be called for the foul, team foul number 4. Van Giesen will now sub in for Maddie Rogers. Melanie Romig to inbound along the far sideline for the Braves. Taylor Martin will probably be done for the day. She comes off, and Jennifer Myers comes in. Nice game for Martin, but the Braves made things difficult on her here in the second half. King down low to Spear. Spear spins out. Cross-court pass to Parker. A long 2. Gets it to fall. Parker only had 2 points on the season coming into this game, despite this being her first 15th appearance. Just not a scorer by nature, but she gets that one to fall. Now a long 3 on the other side. Knocked down by Taylor Henderson. Make it a 19-point game. Rashai Parker brings it over the half-court line. Gets it to King. Cross-court pass to Lumen. The Braves look to slow things up. Parker out on the left wing. Swings it to King at the top of the key. Romig now looking to drive. Now she'll pass it over to Spear. Up off the glass and in and one. Leslie Spear off the nice pass by Melanie Romig, who showed good court vision to find Spear cutting to the basket there. 26.1 showing on the clock. And Alex Parker comes into the game for the Braves. Just her second appearance, but her appearance in her second consecutive game. She had not played prior to that York game last Thursday. Now a three-pointer at the top of the key, rattles home. That's Kayla Demmel knocking it down, 18-point game. Under 15 to go. Parker out on the right wing. And Southwestern looks content to defend, but not attempt to steal or foul. And that will run us down to the end of the game. The Braves win this one on the road, 92-74. We'll take a break and then be back with the recap here on KOFO Sports.
Need to know if your child's game or practice has been canceled due to weather? Sign up now for Ottawa Recreation Commission's text alerts. Go to orcottawaks.org to sign up or for more information.
Safe, secure, strong. We're rock solid. Kansas State Bank. A better way to bank with community people you know. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
This is Ryan Disborough, your State Farm insurance agent in Garnett, providing insurance and financial services, including retirement options, bank loans, life insurance, and annuities. Call and schedule your financial services consultation today at 785-448-1660.
When it's time to pop the question, or if the answer has already been yes, then it's time to visit Sutton's Jewelry. Why not pull out all the stops for your special day with a style that will take her breath away? From the latest sparkle to artistic magic, Sutton's Jewelry stays on top of the latest trending jewelry designs. Sutton's in-house talented bench jeweler, Phil Sutton, can size any selection, and in-house repairs are always a quick turnaround. Sutton's Jewelry, 207 South Main, downtown Ottawa.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas storage. Before you head up the ladder to the attic, head to the Home Depot's Store More, Save More event for Sterilite 64-quart latching storage totes. A special buy at just $6.48. You'll save $2. They're clear, so you'll see everything you've packed away come next season. And at this price, you can pack away, well, everything. The Store More, Save More event, now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through January 29th in store and online while supplies last.
And we are back at Southwestern University, where the Braves women's team has emerged victorious 92-74 with a big road win to improve to 8-4 in KCAC play. This one was tight throughout the first quarter. Some lead changes early on thanks to a lot of offensive rebounding by Southwestern, but 4 3-pointers by Maddie Stewart, really the counter to that. The Braves go into the second quarter with a 2-point lead, 26-24. Then pretty much even through most of the second quarter, really back and forth, had some lead changes in there, but toward the end of the second quarter, Southwestern star post player Jordan Miller gets into foul trouble, and her presence was, or her absence was definitely felt by Southwestern, as OU able to get the ball down low for some increased scoring opportunities, pushed it to a 9-point lead in halftime, and then things just kind of improved from there for OU. They really changed their game plan to lock down Miller in the second half after she put up 14 first-half points. They lead by 13 at the end of 3, and then the final 92-74, an 18-point victory here on the road in KCAC play. Player of the game would have to be Maddie Stewart, scoring 27 points off 7 of 9 3-point shooting, also grabbed 7 rebounds, but 4 other players in double figures. Ashley Romig with 12, Jenna Kramer puts in 13, Kaylee Williams with 10, and then Jessica King with 12.6 rebounds off the bench. That will do it for the women's game. We'll be back briefly here with the Wise Guys Construction pregame show for the men's team. Thanks for listening to OU women's basketball here on KOFO.
We hope you enjoyed this broadcast of Ottawa University Braves basketball on KOFO. Brought to you by Modern Woodland agent Dale Pearson, Dr. Hale Family Dentistry, Kansas State Bank, Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, the Ottawa Recreation Commission, and by State Farm Insurance agent Ryan Disborough, Ransom Memorial Hospital, Sutton's Jewelry, CarStar, Messengers Home Furnishings. Also by Dingle & Son Mortuary, Ottawa University, the Ottawa Herald, Wise Guys Construction, Kramer Pharmacy, Franklin County Chiropractic, and Cosentino's Price Chopper, State Farm Insurance agent Keith King, Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, People's Bank, Advantage Electric, Quality Structures Incorporated, and Maxwell Chiropractic. For more information about our next OU Brave sports broadcast, log on to the KOFO sports page at KOFO.com and listen to 103.7 FM for the KOFO sports calendar. This has been an exclusive presentation from your sports source for East Central Kansas, KOFO.